All right, okay. All right, let's try that again. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Ray Pohl. You're attending a meeting of the Nantucket Historic District Commission. It's 1:01 on Thursday, May 19th, which, by the way, is my sister's 60th birthday today. So, sister, if you're watching, happy birthday. I'll see you tonight. We have a lot of people zooming in on this. So Abby Camp is zooming, Diane's zooming, I'm of course zooming, and Val is live. So with that, we have 4 members, and we can get started. I would like, if I may, for those, do we have any applicants sitting in the room, Esme?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I believe there's a few people in there. I'm trying to get the
just
other
gonna make
laptop
a
going.
General note for everybody, mute your cell phones for those of you that are live, and anybody that's recording.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna.
Any portion of this, let us know in advance. That's the usual boilerplate stuff. Now, could I have a motion from one of you board members?
Ray, real quick.
Yeah,
A
sorry.
notice just flashed up that Carrie and Steve are also in the conference room.
In the conference room. Okay, Carrie, Steve in the conference room. Thank you, Terry.
So do you want a motion to
I would like that. Yes.
approve the agenda?
Yes, that would be great, Diane. Thank you. Did you just do that? That's your
Yeah.
motion?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Diane has made a.
Mr. Chair, can you hear us?
Yeah,
Why don't you mute that one?
I can hear whoever it was that said that. So let's see. Diane has made a motion to approve the agenda. On that motion, Abby.
Aye.
Thank you. Val. The agenda. Val.
Aye.
Thank you.
Hi.
I think I'm feeding back. Okay, we have Abby, Val, Stephen on the motion.
Aye.
Thank you. Diane on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. Okay, so far so good. So we have approved agenda. Now, one thing I'm a little bit confused about. Oh, Abby, I'm glad that you're finding all this so amusing. I'm not. Okay, so listen, Esme, one thing that I'm unclear on is I know that under other business, we do have this discussion of the faux flower thing. Had that been moved to the front of the agenda?
It has not been moved at the front of the agenda,
Okay.
but it is on the agenda.
It is on the agenda now. Clearly, like basically every time we convene for the last several years, we've not made it through the agenda. I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I believe that the person, the applicant or the person who's the subject of this might be in the queue, but because we only have an hour and a half today, and I think that the discussion of this flower thing, as I thought it through, is going to require a lot of discussion and a lot of philosophical discussion. We could easily eat up most or all of the hour and a half on that one subject. I would rather not do that right now. So I would rather just follow the agenda, the order of the agenda as it is posted and as we just agreed to. Okay. So with that, I have public comment. Is there any public comment at this time? I see Maureen M., you have your hand raised and you're muted, by the way. There you go.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Paul. I just wanted to respectfully ask if you think 34B Walsh
34B Walsh.
under the old business May 3rd, if that will be reviewed today.
It's the first thing
highly unlikely. Because in order to get there, we have to go through all of that new business. And unless a lot of people bail, that would occupy most of our time.
Yes, understood, and I appreciate the response. I'm just trying to judge. I'm here.
I- Can I, Maureen, hang on. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the applicant's name. Shoot.
David Sloan.
No,
and
no,
it's
no,
with, Studio Park.
James. James, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, listen. So as not to potentially waste time, can we, even if we did get to yours, would you be amenable to just holding it until Tuesday?
I believe the owner is in the room, in the conference room. Can he speak to that, please?
Oh, he's in the conference room?
I think so.
Can you identify yourself and just weigh in on that for us?
David Sloan and Kathy Sloan.
Hi,
How are you?
good. How are you doing?
All right. I mean, do you not think they're going to get to us? Is that really the?
I don't think so. You know, it's 16, 17 items before we get to you, and we only have an hour and a half. And,
Okay,
you know,
hold on.
I'm very dubious about getting there anyway. And so I'd rather not have you or your neighbor waiting for an hour and a half, only not to be heard. So I think that the way that we can handle this is if you're amenable to the idea of just pushing it off until Tuesday night, then we know that you will be heard, because we'll get through enough of this stuff before you to have assurances that we will be heard on Tuesday. Does that sound okay?
Yep, Tuesday's fine. As much as I love sitting in this room.
No,
Tuesday
I
is
really
fine.
wish I was there with you. I'm there in spirit. Okay, so there it is, Maureen. We're gonna hold all this until Tuesday, okay?
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Okay,
Really,
thanks.
really quick, Maureen, I need your last name.
Murphy, Murphy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, thank you all. Okay,
All right, well, thank
so
you.
any more public comment?
Yes, one more public comment.
Yes,
Ray, Lucy Dillon.
I know, Lucy, how you doing?
Good, thank you. At ATM, they mentioned, and I already mentioned this to you, that there's going to be a new discussion group on solar collectors
Correct.
in the historic district. And I would like to apply for that. I'm on HSAB and Land Council Board.
Well, I personally think you'd be fabulous on the board. I don't know how we're gonna go. We must have it on the agenda to constitute that board.
Well, Mr. Chair,
Yes, Stephen, go.
this is a broader discussion. I'm the one who brought up the work group motion.
Okay,
This, I believe, should be going through the organizational focus committee
okay,
to determine the process under what even will be happening, and then how to constitute a group, like who should be involved and what interest should be represented in order to make a recommendation to the HDC to vote on the process. I'm not suggesting that an individual cannot be part of that. I'm just saying it's not as simple as saying, okay, we're going to pick 5 people and these are the people who are going to represent the community. That's all.
Okay,
Right.
well, all I'm saying is I don't know what the process is going to be, but
Yeah.
I'm putting my name
Well,
forward.
Totally get it.
so Lucy, it's obvious that kind of none of us know what the process is yet,
Okay,
but we really appreciate your interest. And I think there are a couple of other people that have expressed interest that has come through the.
okay, I just don't know the agendas and all this
So
other stuff. in case I
noted,
miss-
noted.
Not at
Just
all.
I'm on the
Yeah.
radar.
We're gonna let you
Yeah.
know as soon as we
Okay.
have
Welcome.
a structure
We need to
for all.
Establish the process.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hey, thanks, guys. Kevin, nice seeing you.
I got a
Hey,
quick question, Ray.
Oh,
I
sorry,
was here
Kevin.
from the.
Yeah.
I was here to represent SAC.
Yes.
So my question is, will we be on at the beginning of next week or when?
Let's move it to the beginning of next week. Can we do that, Esme?
Yes, we
But
can.
it's
Okay.
topical. There's a lot of people that are interested in speaking on this. Let's just do that, okay?
Yeah.
Is this
pardon me, this is Hafsa Lewis. Is this regarding the faux flowers?
Yes,
display next
yes, it
week?
is.
And I'm sorry, could you just reaffirm when that meeting is? Because I'd love to be in
It's
attendance.
at, it begins at 5 o'clock on Tuesday night.
Okay. And is that
and-
something we attend in person or on Zoom?
Either. It's a hybrid meeting. So unlike the meeting right now, which is taking place at the town building, this takes place, you know where the new police station is, the new old police station? There's a
sir.
conference room on the first floor of that building. And
Okay.
that's where we meet, begin at 5 o'clock on Tuesday night.
Okay. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Yes.
All
sir.
right,
Thank you.
thanks. See you Tuesday. All
Great,
right, Kevin, you good?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, everybody. Okay, any more public comment before we get to the other stuff?
Hi, it's Marty McGowan.
Mr. McGowan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming in on Thursday. Ray, do you want me to go to Tuesday? I'm on the agenda for 42 Easton.
I do, Marty.
You do, Billy?
Thank you.
All right, so Tuesday it is.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
All right, okay. All right, okay. Any more, Maureen, you still have your hand raised, but I think you probably, that's in error. Okay, good. Anything else? Okay, let's start right into it then, folks. We got, we have old business, old business of, at 20 Bartlett Farm Road. Lindsay, are you present? Either in real life or on Zoom?
He's
Lindsay?
not here.
He's not here. Okay, so can I have a motion from one of the sitting board members to hold that until or for representation, I should say?
I'll hold it for representation.
Very good, Diane. Thank you. On that motion, Carrie.
Aye.
Thank you. Abby.
Aye.
Thank you. Stephen.
Aye.
Great. And let's see, Diane, on your motion.
Aye.
Very good. And I'm in favor of motion carried. That's that. Now, we are holding the first item under new business until Tuesday.
Thank you, Ken.
Oh.
Terry, do we need a motion on that?
No, I think we can just sort of consider it held by unanimous consent since
Oh,
it was
thank God.
discussed already.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks. All right, now, Joe, Paul, are you there?
I am. I'm here remotely. I do have a question
Yep.
before we start, and I guess the answer would determine whether or not it makes sense to move forward. Am I able to share my screen in this format with the board in different locations? Is that still?
I believe so,
possible?
because there is in the room, if you've been there, there's a big screen. So I believe you can screen share, but you also submitted hard copies of everything for the people that are live, right?
Yes, there are hard copies there, but I have some, just based on the discussion the other
Supplemental
night.
Information.
I do have some supplemental information. Thank you.
I think that certainly all of us that are on Zoom can see it, and I believe that the people live in the room would also be able to see it if they looked on the screen. So the answer is yes.
Let's go for it.
All right, let's go for it. 26 Douglas Way, new dwelling.
That's correct. And so I would like to share my screen if possible.
Please do.
Okay. Can you see we're looking at the GIS map here. I just based on listening to the meeting on Tuesday night, there was a lot of discussion about grade and site sections. And I have some topographic stuff that is part of the submission, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about where this is and the site. And I also thought that, well, I wanted to say that I think this is an introduction. Obviously, it's the first time it's been up. It's a main house, it's a pool, there's a cabana, and there's a garage that are on the application.
Got it.
So this is the lot here. The address is Douglas Way. It's as you come down Eel Point and you've got Alliance, it's this parcel here. It is oversized. We're in Lug 2. We're at 121,000 square feet. So it's an oversized lot. And to the south, all of these lots are owned by the land bank. So we're surrounded by these accumulated areas, about 75 acres of open space. So that I wanted to explain first.
Okay.
And then the other part of this is that this is topography here. I thought it'd just be easier to see on my screen. All of these clouded areas are vegetation that has to remain. This had to go through MESA approval, Massachusetts Endangered Species Act. And the conclusion of that meeting is that 61,000 square feet of the lot, which is about 50%, has to remain undisturbed.
Okay.
And I have, this basically represents the areas that we have to leave undisturbed.
Joe,
Yes.
we can't, right now, we can't see it on the screen. We're having some trouble.
Oh,
Can you see
On the
this?
big screen.
the town really needs to spring for a booster in that room.
Right, Moderna.
So you can't see anything that I'm talking about.
I can, well, we can see it. Zoom people can see it, but it sounds like the people in the room can't see it.
Which is no good.
Yeah, well, maybe what I should do is actually submit this. Can I submit this supplemental information and just be heard on Tuesday?
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, you know, the irony, the irony is that on Tuesday, we'll all be able to see it because the system works in that conference, in that auditorium.
I just thought, I wanted to avoid, I thought it would be helpful to explain MESA and explain the topography. And I also have some 3D renderings of this that I thought would be helpful before we get into 2D plans and elevations. I don't mind going on Tuesday.
And Joe?
Yes, Val.
Hi.
More topographic information would be welcome because there's no numbers on these plans.
He hasn't said anything.
Okay, I think it.
Yep.
Okay.
So
But
Val,
yeah,
Val, we have to accept that the people
I
that
think you
are
have the floor,
live
Val.
in the room are at a disadvantage because they're not seeing all the stuff. Val, we on Zoom just saw a plan that has plenty of topo information on it, so it does exist.
I'll submit hard copies. I'll submit hard copies to the office by tomorrow morning. Will that be sufficient to be able to have it be part of the paper package on Tuesday?
Yes, that works. Sorry, we're having a lot of difficulty with the computers in the conference room,
Yeah,
and none
sorry.
of the board members can hear you, or we can't hear them either.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Okay.
That would be great, Joe. Thank you.
I'll submit topographic information and be heard. I'll move until Tuesday then.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, no, let's see whether we can even go with that, because can we hear any of the members in the room?
Can you hear us?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Abby has made a motion to hold all of Joe Paul's applications for High Tide Partners, which are numbered 2 through 6 until Tuesday. So on Abby's motion, Diane.
Yes, aye.
Thank you. Stephen.
Aye.
Very good. Val.
Aye.
Very good. Abby on your motion.
Aye.
Ray Pohl on the motion. Aye. Okay, so we'll see you on Tuesday, Joe.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, let's try another one now. How about number 7? Do we have somebody to represent that? Stephen Rothke, that is.
He is connecting right now.
He's connecting. Okay. we're gonna trip everybody up because I think people were thinking that we would be spending more time on Douglas Way. So let's wait for Stephen to.
I'm gonna be right there if I need to come. I'm coming.
I cannot.
Oh, hey, Lisa, you should head over because.
Yeah, I'm coming now.
Yeah, okay.
You know what? No, send it to Natalie. Natalie can send it to the printer to you.
Mr. Chair,
That was you, Stephen?
there's 89 items on the agenda.
Oh, no.
You're killing me. You're totally
Steve
killing me, John McLaughlin. Do we have Stephen Rothke on?
Yes, Ray, I'm here, Ray.
Okay.
I'll see you later tonight.
Hey, could I have some silence in that room just so that we can hear Stephen speak? Thank you. Stephen, you're up. Go.
Thank you, Ray. Good afternoon, everybody. The proposal at 4 Mayhew, which is out in Tom Nevers off of Old Tom Nevers Road, is for a simple 1.5-story, 2-bedroom residence. I think it's consistent with a lot of what we see out in this area. I'm happy to answer any questions in particular.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's take a look. All right. There's Okay.
So the one other comment I might add, Mr. Chair, is just that it's pretty customary in this area along the coast there to see these second floor decks. This actually.
Well, Steve, I was gonna mention something about that.
Yeah.
Because you weren't here on Tuesday when Stephen Welch joined our group full time.
Yep.
Stephen Welch is actually taking John McLaughlin's seat, so he's going to be measuring the decks and being ultra critical about the extent of the second floor decks. So there you go. Okay, so folks, I think we've seen all 4 elevations, and I'd love to hear from the board on this. Would anyone like to begin?
I'll start.
Thank you, Abby.
This would be a great place for that trellis, you know, the one I showed.
Yep.
It's one of those situations where when you do have an upside down house and you do have these long skinny posts, if you could just take the curse off that by adding a trellis, I think it would make it a little more charming. Anyway, other than that, I'm fine with it.
Very good. Thank you. Good idea, by the way. Steve, what Abby is talking about is on the recent application, we just had them put trellis on the columns so that you could grow up some sort of a vine, just so that you weren't looking at, you know, these posts
Sure.
across. So who would like to go next?
I'll
go.
I heard Diane. Go ahead, Diane.
I have no problem with it. I don't mind the porch up on the second floor. I think the idea of the trellis on the posts are really good. Or widen them a fraction. I think they're looking very thin, but it may be just the translation onto the elevations. Other than that, I have no problem with it.
Very good. Thank you, Diane. Val.
I was just gonna say, if the east is the front, the gliding door on the second floor, I think sort of overwhelms the front door.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. And I think the side light on the door is a little bit odd, but that's my only comment. I appreciate the height and the scale.
Okay. Thank you, Val. Stephen.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. Steve, what's your visibility on this? Second floor only?
Yeah, pretty much. So as you know, everything out in this area, Tom Nevers tends to cap out around 13 or 14 feet for ground floor vegetation. So, you know, I don't think that these posts are particularly visible, but I'm happy to discuss ways to tune those up if you like. But that's generally the visibility out there. The other thing I'll say, and just refer to the site plan, which I see you're doing,
Yep.
is that, Hampshire right now is essentially what I think we would all think of as a paper road. It's got one private driveway that comes up to it. It's that third house back on the right-hand side as you drive up Hampshire. This will be the second house to access it. So just, again, from a visibility standpoint, this is not like right out on Winoma or Old Tom Nevers.
Yeah, you kind of what I thought. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, consistent with what's out there, you have these double French door, a French door set on the second floor. So, I prefer to see some lights in there. It's not a deal breaker. It's appropriate. It's what's out there. I think this is fine as submitted.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, I'm feeling like, as Tom Nevers houses go, this is charming, and very in keeping with the context. So, if you're willing to oblige Abby on the trellis on the side of the columns, that would be I think it would just be a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I'm happy to make that gesture, Ray. The other thing is, someone had mentioned maybe the posts just get a little bigger. They're 6 by 6 now. I'm also happy to maybe go to 8 by 8 if that works well, as also.
Yeah, I'm fine either way. I mean, 6 by 6 is a little slender out there.
I think my preference would be to. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, guys, go ahead.
That's all right, Steve. It's me. I just thought the 8 or the little thicker would look well because it's holding up the porch up above, which is a fairly good size.
Yeah.
I think that's right. And I'd rather try to solve the problem architecturally than have to rely on, the health of some rose bush or something to be doing its job to climb up there. So if I could suggest that maybe I could just change them to 8 by 8 through staff, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay.
Motion to approve
Thank you.
through staff with the post changed to 8 by 8.
And
Okay.
I make I second your motion, but can we just write it on the plan instead of reprinting them? That's a waste of paper.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to do that, Valerie. Thank you.
That's my motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, all right, that's Stephen's motion. On Stephen's motion, Diane.
Aye.
Very good, thank you. Abby.
Aye.
Very good. Val.
Aye.
Great. Stephen.
Aye.
And I'm in favor. Motion carries. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you all so much. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, bye now.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next is Lisa there?
I'm here. She's here.
Okay, so Lisa's covering it. Abby, can you chair this?
I can try.
Can I move this?
All right.
Oh, no,
I'm gonna mute.
You can cover me up. I
I'm
don't care.
joking.
Go ahead, Lisa,
I don't
if you're
care.
ready.
It's just a different format.
Always different.
Okay, the Renovation Lane, which is off of Sachem's Road. They're on the cliff. There's an existing house that dates from the 1920s. Our proposal is to maintain the central mass of that building and take off the additions and then do some substantial additions onto the building. So the main mass, I don't know which elevation you guys are on, but if you look from the north, that's pretty much where you see the main mass the most. You can see the big. That's okay. So that main mass is the existing core of the old house, which you can see kind of here on the existing. And we've taken off the sunroom and this sort of salt box addition and then propose the other changes to the house. If you look at pictures, there are pictures. I have some here. There should have been some submitted.
Doug digging that line set up the center of the building. It looks like HVAC line set going up.
Oh, there it is.
There's a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah. So the main visibility is really going to be from the south, which is, if you look at the site plan, that comes off of Sachem's, which will the stations will end up dying at the second house on the right because the rest of it is now going to become a way that's going to get extinguished. And then the other visibility, I think, maybe from the west as you go over the public beach access to the beach.
Lisa,
Yeah.
can I think that Hashtag made some comments on the east.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yes.
I didn't realize. I never know this was a meeting and then.
Yes, maybe everyone is. Just wait. 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, sorry. Can you all hear me?
Yep. Thank you, Holly.
No
I'm
problem.
sitting, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So HWS, they took a look at this as a circa 1927 colonial revival. Their comments, they reviewed this on May 16th. They said that while a simple front porch can often enhance the appearance of a house, this front porch is not simple and it overwhelms the main facade. The main mast should stay symmetrical to maintain its classic looks. The projecting hip side porch dominates it.
Are you still there, Holly?
Holly, unfortunately, we lost sound.
Front and is a distraction. It should be eliminated.
Oh, Holly.
The addition should. Can you hear it all?
We're hearing like every sixth word. Could you just briefly go over what the HSAP comments?
No. Okay. What? Can you hear it all?
Yes, yeah, if you, yeah, just let's like quickly make the points, try to.
I'll quickly try to make their points. So the long sloping rear salt box roof, the glass inside porch, the large central chimney, and the main single windows with batten shutters are all important character defining features and should be maintained. The original main mast doesn't have gang windows. Any proposed gang windows should be used sparingly rather than predominantly. The existing contours of the lot should be worked with rather than completely leveled out. So much is changing on this historic house that it feels more like a demo than an addition.
Perfect. Is that the end? Is Holly?
General,
Okay.
the proposed porch and other additions.
You stop her in the middle of her sentence.
Well, she didn't hear the end of the sentence. I don't think she heard the whole thing. What?
I think we got it, Holly.
I don't see how this is gonna work. If you can't hear me, you're not gonna hear the commissioners or Lisa.
It was just, you just went in and out on the HSAP comments. Let's see what happens when, we hear the board. Did you?
Can I give you my comments? Also
Yes.
advisory.
Yes. Go ahead, Holly.
This colonial revival will definitely be changed, adjourned. Can't hear. And we'll be contacting,
So will we be?
help for this
Will
room.
I be,
Well, you can say-
Tuesday.
well, yeah. You can't say I'm done.
so we'll reopen it Tuesday.
Maybe it would be better to hold this because it's an important house to Tuesday where we have better hearing.
It's not just this one though, Diane. We're just having trouble hearing that conference room, which is
Yeah.
half the meeting.
All this bandwidth
I
coming
don't
in
know
here.
why we can't move,
You can have one or
go
two
to the
others in
police
the-
department on Thursday.
Everyone's in the end.
Okay,
Motion to
Sometimes there are other
adjourn.
meetings there.
Well, they can have their meeting.
Okay, so could I hear a motion to hold this for Tuesday?
I made that motion.
Thanks,
Abby.
Diane. On Diane's motion,
You were like in a comedy skit where one of
excuse me,
Aye.
was that Val?
That was
No.
Carrie.
Terry.
Oh, thank you, Carrie. Val,
Aye, and I'm going to make a motion to adjourn because this is ridiculous.
Okay, but can we just take a vote on this so we can carry it to Tuesday?
She's an I, I'm an I.
Okay, all right, that passes. All right. Can we bring Ray back in so he knows what's happening?
I've been following all this on mute, and yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah, I think that Val has a pretty reasonable request, which is that we adjourn this one. And I'm gonna talk to somebody about getting a booster in that room. You know, that would solve a lot of these problems. I don't, we get relegated to this little room and without this, the obviously it doesn't function. So Val has made a motion to adjourn this meeting because of technical difficulties, and I'm going to actually have a vote on that motion. So on Val's motion, Abby,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Stephen,
I think he left.
okay,
He
left.
left.
All right, so then how about Carrie?
Aye.
Okay, and Val on your motion.
Aye.
Okay, and I'm in favor too. Sorry, everybody. We'll try and get this worked out. Yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Ray,